here exploring Philadelphia now, heading over to the Reading Terminal Market, just to see what's that about. I heard it's a good place to go to get some food and just to hang out. Just walking the street right now, walking down there. We got like a quarter mile to go still. A lot of people out in the city. So we can go see what it's about and explore and have some fun. Take a look around. Came back down to the market today. It's a lot easier to access, a lot less people in here. Oh, we went that way before. I think we covered everything. Which way you wanna go?
Should we go out on Market Street? Is there a door here?
It might be on the far end. The door right here.
Go start that way. Here's to make a left. Go on Market Street.
Go up this way?
Yeah.
Where are we heading next?
Down to what's that place?
Independence Hall?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm not really even hungry yet, so. Right.
Pennsylvania State House was built to house the government for the colony of Pennsylvania, one of 13 colonies created by Great Britain between 1607 and 1732. As we go through our tour, we're going to look at what caused 13 colonies to group together and fight one of the most powerful countries in the world at the time, look at some of the struggles they faced in creating a single nation. Before we do that though, give you a little bit of an idea of how this building was used. The building we're standing in, or the room we're standing in I should say, was used by the Colonial Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. It's the highest court within that colony. Some lower courts within the colony would also use this room. That's why this room looks much more like a trial courtroom than it would be a Supreme Court chamber today. So many of the rights that we tend to think are uniquely American when it comes to the legal system are in fact English common law rights. The colonists love their rights under it, they just wanted them protected. So that's why we're very familiar with the way this courtroom looks. The room across the hallway, that's the assembly room. It's where the colonial legislature of Pennsylvania met. They passed the laws for this colony. It's in that room beginning in May of 1775 the Second Continental Congress began to meet. That's the group that would declare the United States independent in July of 1776, approve the Declaration of Independence, and they will sign it there in that room. 11 years later, a constitutional convention is held in there. The U.S. Constitution is created and signed. So it's really where this building picks up its nickname of Independence Hall. There is a second floor to this building. You're not going there today. There are 3 separate rooms up there, one of them being the Governor's Council chamber. So as we can see, all 3 branches of that colonial government, judicial, legislative, and executive, met in one room. Now, when we go back and look at the relationship between Great Britain and her colonies, it was often viewed as a parent-child relationship. The colonial legislature of Pennsylvania, but beginning in May of 1775, became home to the Second Continental Congress. This Congress is made up of representatives from all 13 colonies. It's the first time in their history that representatives from all 13 colonies show up at the same place at the same time. So that's why we have these tables in the horseshoe-shaped area, a total of 13 tables representing just 13 different states. Keep in mind, their initial goal in meeting here is not to declare independence. There are some who still held out hope that they could patch things up with their parent Great Britain. So it's more than a year later, not until early June of 1776, before a resolution is put forth in this room calling for independence. Problem was, even when it was introduced, not all these delegations had permission yet to vote yes or no on that question of independence. So initially they tabled that resolution. They placed it on hold. In the meantime, they created a 5-person committee to come up with a draft document. The purpose of that document would be to explain their reasons for declaring independence just in case they vote in favor of it. Among the 5 men on that committee would be a 33-year-old Virginian by the name of Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson was a good writer. Thomas Jefferson's going to find out what we all do at one point in our lives or another, that sometimes when it comes to group work, there'll be one person doing a lot of that work. Jefferson's going to write this draft in about 2.5 weeks. He does let his committee members look it over. Some suggestions are added, some are made, some are added into that document. Towards the end of June, they turned that draft into the Continental Congress, but they couldn't do anything with it yet. They'd still yet to answer yes or no to the question of independence. It's not until July 2nd that they approve a resolution which basically stated that these united colonies of right ought to be free and independent states, and all allegiance and political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be severed. So they answered yes to independence. Now they have to get down to the work of agreeing why they had said yes to independence. They spent the next 2 days debating Jefferson's draft declaration. They made over 80 changes to it. Most of these changes are minor, changing a word or part of a sentence. But they would remove an entire paragraph in which Jefferson attempted to blame the king for slavery and the slave trade in the colonies. It's somewhat of a false argument. The British king himself is not individually responsible for those two things. However, slavery was legal in all 13 colonies. All 13 colonies in one way or another played a part in that slave trade. The problem was some of the men in this room do not want to talk about that issue of African slavery. Indeed, some of these men owned slaves. Some would let it be known that they would not vote in favor of the Declaration of Independence if that paragraph were to remain. The Continental Congress wanted all their delegations to vote in favor of this declaration, and that's why that paragraph was removed. It is in this room on July 4th, 1776, that they agreed to the language for the Declaration of Independence, but they will not sign the document that day. It's about a month later that 50 of the 56 men begin to sign it here in this room.
Thank you.
So he's elected in 88, but he's inaugurated.
Thank you. All right, just got out of a tour of Independence Hall. It went really good. Pretty good history lesson. Went into the room with the Declaration of Independence was signed, as well as the Articles of Confederation and the original Constitution. So. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let me go find my friend Mr. Warren and see what else we're gonna get into right now. All right there, Mr. Warren. Where we heading next there, sir? Tour guide extraordinaire.
So you learn about American history.
Yeah, a lot about American history in there, man. That was cool though, just to see where the original thing was signed, you know? Yeah, that always good.
Although cracked and imperfect, the Liberty Bell soon became one of America's greatest symbols of liberty and freedom. It inspired suffragist Catherine Rauschenberger in her fight for equal rights for women, including the right to vote. In 1915, she built a new bell and called it the Women's Liberty Bell.
The original Liberty Bell announced the creation of democracy. The Women's Liberty Bell will announce the completion of democracy.
Standing here at the memorial for the Independence Bell. You can take a look at it here. This is a beautiful place full of history. Not gonna say too much, you gotta just enjoy it.
You know, it's a shame. I mean, not a shame, but I don't think we're still bring it down.
Oh
top cars.
Over here we got a picture or a statue of George Washington. Get a little closer and you guys may be able to see it. Has everything, a lot of stuff in the base of the statue. I can't see it, but there's a picture of George Washington, and then we're gonna be over here doing the Rocky Steps. Let's go. All right, so we made it to the famous steps in Philadelphia. We're getting ready to go up them right now. So here we go. Fun times. First steps. Back to the steps. This is after half a day yesterday, half marathon yesterday.
Worst thing is someone makes me sick of that.
And walking so much in the city. Legs starting to feel it. But we almost there. Wasn't so bad. Made it to the top, and now we're here. Take a look. City of Philadelphia behind me. It's been a great trip. I got a little less than a half a day here still. Did a lot of touring today, but it was fun with my friend Warren. We walked around the city. You'll see the video when it comes out. Hope you guys enjoy it. We're gonna head back down, catch up to him, and just hang out the rest of the day. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this video here today. But it's been a great time. I feel like I said before. So as always, stay independently blind. Peace.